The NBA Las Vegas Summer League is a pro basketball league run by the NBA, and its purpose is to give a chance to newly drafted players to test their skills against one another. Today we'll be taking a look at all the winners of the NBA Summer League and the MVPs over the years. So let's get into it.
But first, a reminder about our brand new giveaway. We're giving away a PS5 with a copy of NBA 2K22 and Madden 22. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.
Starting with the first edition in 2013. The first edition of the NBA Las Vegas Summer League took place in 2013. The Warriors won the Summer League after defeating the Dallas Mavericks, the Lakers, and the Charlotte Bobcats on their way to the finals. They faced the Phoenix Suns in the finals where they scorched the Suns 91-77. Ian Clark scored the highest number of points with 33 and was the championship game MVP. Dwight Bikes of the Oklahoma City Thunder was the highest scorer of the tournament, as Jonas Valanciunas of the Toronto Raptors became the league's MVP. Moving on to the second edition in 2014. By 2014, the concept of the Summer League was truly catching on, and after 92 games, the Sacramento Kings emerged as the winners, defeating the Houston Rockets in the championship game. The Kings defeated the Timberwolves and the Chicago Bulls before finding a way past the Wizards to make the finals. They were unlikely winners as the number 8 seed, but the Houston Rockets were an even more surprising option in the finals as the number 14 seed. The Sacramento franchise won 77-68, with Ray McCallum producing the MVP performance of the final game. Glenn Rice Jr. of the Washington Wizards was given the league MVP and was the top scorer as well. Next up, the third edition in 2015. This was one of the most fun editions of the Summer League that we can recall. The San Antonio Spurs would go on to win, and the Toronto Raptors, the top seed, would crash out in a thriller to the 17th seed, Chicago Bulls. The Spurs, after a brilliant performance by Jonathan Simmons, edged the Phoenix Suns in the thrilling championship game 93-90, with Kyle Anderson of the Spurs becoming the league's MVP. Then the fourth edition in 2016. In 2016, the Chicago Bulls finally won the elusive Summer League after some close calls in the previous editions. The Bulls faced the Timberwolves in the finals of the NBA Las Vegas Summer League, where 23 teams had taken part, along with a select team for the NBA Development League. After a total of 67 games were played, the Bulls won the championship with a buzzer beater from Denzel Valentine in overtime. Tyus Jones became the league's MVP, and Jerry Grant took home the championship game MVP honor. Up next, the fifth edition in 2017. The Lakers found themselves 15th in the seedings after winning only one of their 3 games, but were extremely clutch in their match against the 76ers, winning 103-102. They would go on to defeat the Cavs, the Nets, and the Mavs to set up the championship game against the Trailblazers. Lonzo Ball's exceptional performance earned him league's MVP, but it was Kyle Kuzma who won the Lakers championship game against the Trailblazers. Followed by the sixth edition in 2018. The 2018 NBA Summer League championship game saw the same two sides, the Lakers and the Trailblazers, fight it out for the title. However, this time the Trailblazers had more luck as they emerged the winners after a convincing win in the final. Unlike the previous year, both the finalists were also the top seeds and destroyed all sides on their way to the finals. KJ McDaniels of the Blazers and Josh Hart of the Lakers set the league on fire, but McDaniels inspired the Portland franchise to a brilliant win over the Lakers in the all-important championship game. Next, the seventh edition in 2019. By 2019, all the franchises from the NBA were taking part in the NBA Las Vegas Summer League. The Memphis Grizzlies had a promising roster, which helped them win the Utah Jazz Summer League first, and then the Las Vegas NBA Summer League too. Brandon Clark, the 21st pick of round 1, was head and shoulders above the rest of the competition throughout the Summer League and produced a masterclass for the Grizzlies in the championship game too, to win both the league and the championship game MVP. Moving on to the 8th edition in 2021. Due to the pandemic, the 2020 NBA Summer League was scrapped, but it quickly returned in 2021, with the maximum number of sides taking part in the competition. The Sacramento Kings would go on to win for the second time, defeating the Celtics in the finals after a top-class performance from Louis King in the championship game. Cameron Thomas of the Brooklyn Nets and Davion Mitchell of the Sacramento Kings shared the league MVP honors in the bubble. Finally, the 9th edition in 2022. The recently concluded 9th edition of the NBA Las Vegas Summer League was another exciting affair, with all 30 sides taking part in the competition. The Trailblazers won the championship game, defeating the New York Knicks 85-77, with Brandon Williams scoring 22 points and 5 assists. The league's MVP was given to Keegan Murray of the Sacramento Kings, who became the 4th overall pick in the 2022 NBA Draft. The power forward was one of the brightest talents in the Summer League, and the Sacramento fans should definitely be excited about his potential. Now, moving on, we'll be reviewing the biggest standout on every team in the NBA Summer League. Atlanta to the Cavs. For the Atlanta Hawks, it was the number 51 overall pick Tyrese Martin, the 6'6" wing who just knew where to be on both ends of the floor. Zuan Bagarin was easily the best player for the Boston Celtics, but there hasn't been any confirmation whether they'll sign the Frenchman. Cam Thomas shone for the Brooklyn Nets with his pure scoring abilities, as Bryce McGowens was the star for the Charlotte Hornets. We liked what we saw from Marko Simonovic of the Chicago Bulls, while RJ Nembhard should give the Cleveland Cavaliers a bit of a headache in terms of a potential deal. Dallas to the Rockets. The Mavericks should be signing Moses Wright after the kind of performances he put in, even though they went 0-5, and Christian Braun was one of the more reliable players we saw during the Summer League, so the Nuggets should be excited about him. The Pistons probably had the most exciting squad, but despite featuring the likes of Isaiah Stewart, Jaden Ivey, and Jalen Duren, it was Isaiah Livers who stood out. Moses Moody seems to be another exciting talent for the Warriors after the brilliant Summer League shift, and Tari Eason, outshining Jabari Smith Jr. for the Rockets, remains the biggest surprise. Indiana to the Heat. Benedict Mathurin was simply outrageous for the Pacers, and he could be an outside shot for the Rookie of the Year race. Jay Scrubb for the Clippers looked wonderful, and he could tempt them into giving their final spot to him after his exceptional scoring of 14.8 points per game. Cole Swider for the Lakers could be a diamond in the rough in the upcoming season because he averaged more than 15 points and was shooting 50% from three-point range, while the Grizzlies loved their fan fave Kenny Lofton Jr. as he ripped up the competition and outmuscled just about anyone he came up against. Javonte Smart was superb for the Heat and was the only player who actually looked confident on the ball. Milwaukee to the Pelicans. The biggest compliment we can pay Sandro Mamukelashvili was that he's one of the few players who shouldn't have been playing in the Summer League. He played like a man amongst boys, averaging well over 20 points and standing at almost 7 feet. That's seriously impressive. Kevin Harris of the Timberwolves was probably the most captivating of all talents. It was a joy to watch him play, and it'll be interesting to see how his drive translates to the NBA. For the Pelicans, our pick is Trey Murphy. Even though he only played 2 games, he was quite comfortably superb. New York to the Suns. Quentin Grimes deserves his place in the All-Summer League first team, as he produced superb numbers and could find himself in rotation for New York's roster. Chet Holmgren and Paolo Banchero justified their hype with exceptional performances for OKC and the Orlando Magic, and we love what we saw from these 2 young talents. Cassius Winston was superb for the Sixers, even though he wasn't one of their top scorers. His ability to impact the game is underrated, while Ishmael Wainwright of the Suns caught our attention. Portland to the Wizards. The Blazers will be super happy with what they saw from their young talents, but Jabari Walker was easily the most impressive. And we don't need to say much about Keegan Murray. He deserves his MVP award, so that should be good enough for the Kings. Blake Wesley was outstanding for the Spurs, while Delano Banton's glimpses of quality were great to watch for the Raptors. For the Jazz, Leandro Balmaro stood out, and he could be a useful option in the absence of Rudy Gobert and potentially Donovan Mitchell. Lastly, the Washington fans would love to see Vernon Carey Jr. in action next season after a brilliant Summer League shift. And that's a wrap for this video. Who impressed you the most during the 2022 NBA Summer League? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.